To the world, he was normal, but behind closed doors, he was someone else entirely. Every morning at exactly 6:15 a.m., Daniel Brooks stepped out of his small, neat suburban home. Same routine, same rhythm, coffee in a black travel mug, shirt pressed, shoes polished. Neighbors would wave. He always waved back. Quiet man, respectful, reliable, the kind of man no one ever questioned. Daniel worked as an accountant at a mid-sized logistics company. Nothing flashy, just numbers, spreadsheets, quiet days behind a desk. His co-workers described him the same way. Focused, polite, a little reserved, but dependable, always dependable. He ate lunch alone, not because he had to, because he preferred it. Same corner table, same meal, grilled chicken, rice, water, no distractions, no conversations, just silence. At home, things were just as ordinary. His wife, Lena, had known him for 7 years. Married for 4. She trusted him completely. Why wouldn't she? He paid the bills on time, never raised his voice, never came home drunk, never gave her a reason to doubt him. But there was something she couldn't explain. A feeling, subtle, quiet, but always there. Daniel didn't like people touching his phone. Not aggressively, just firmly. If it buzzed, he checked it instantly. If Lena reached for it, he'd smile, take it back gently. Work stuff, he'd say. Always work. And then there were the nights. Not often, but often enough. Late meeting, he'd say. Or, client emergency. Sometimes he wouldn't come home until 2 a.m. Sometimes, not at all. At first, Lena didn't question it. His job was demanding. Deadlines, pressure, numbers that didn't sleep. But over time, the pattern didn't make sense. One night she asked, "Why don't you ever take calls in front of me?" He paused, just for a second, then smiled. "You know how clients are, always complaining." He kissed her forehead, changed the subject. It should have been nothing, but it wasn't. Weeks passed, then months, and the small things started stacking up. He had 2 wallets. Lena found the second one by accident, hidden behind old documents. Inside it, a different driver's license, different name, Mark Evans. Same face, same man, different identity. Her heart dropped. But when she confronted him, he laughed, said it was a joke. A backup ID from years ago, something from college, something stupid. And somehow, he convinced her. But doubt doesn't disappear. It waits. And then, it grows. One evening, Daniel forgot something. Just once. That was all it took. He left his laptop open. Lena wasn't trying to snoop. She really wasn't. But the screen, it was already there. Already unlocked. Folder. Hidden under layers of files. No label. Just numbers. She clicked it. Photos. Dozens of them. Different locations. Different clothes. Different lives. And in every single one, Daniel. But not Daniel. Mark. Standing beside a woman Lena had never seen before. Smiling. Laughing. Holding her. Like a husband. There were more. Documents. Bank transfers. Rental agreements. Medical records. 2 addresses. 2 identities. 2 lives. And then, the message. Dinner at 8. Don't be late this time. She's starting to ask questions. Lena froze. Her hands trembled. Her chest tightened. This wasn't just secrets. This wasn't just lies. This was something else. Something deeper. Something darker. When Daniel came home that night, everything felt different. The same smile. The same voice. The same calm presence. But now, she could see it. The precision. The control. The performance. He wasn't just living a double life. He was managing it. Perfectly. Until he wasn't. Lena didn't confront him immediately. She waited. Watched. Listened. And what she discovered next made everything worse. The second life wasn't just a relationship. It was a system. Different job. Different schedule. Different personality. As Mark, he wasn't quiet. He wasn't reserved. He was confident, charming, outgoing, completely different man. And the woman, she believed she was his only one, just like Lena did. Two women, two realities, neither knowing the truth. But it didn't stop there. Money was missing, large amounts, transferred between accounts, hidden, layered, cleaned. Daniel wasn't just living two lives. He was funding them through something illegal. The transactions traced back to shell companies, fake invoices, ghost clients, fraud, carefully executed. And suddenly, everything made sense. The late nights, the calls, the secrecy. It wasn't just about maintaining a double life. It was about sustaining it. At any cost, Lena went to the police. First, they didn't believe her. A quiet accountant, living two identities, running financial schemes, sounded impossible until they saw the evidence. Then everything changed. The investigation moved fast, faster than Daniel expected, because for the first time, he made a mistake. He used the wrong account, a transfer that didn't match, a name that didn't align, a crack in the system, and cracks spread. Authorities began watching him, tracking him, following his movements, and what they saw confirmed everything. Two homes, two routines, two lives, perfectly separated, until they collided. The arrest happened on a Tuesday, ordinary day, just like any other. Daniel walked out of his office, coffee in hand, phone buzzing, and then, it was over. Police surrounded him. No warning, no hesitation. The calm man finally broke. Not loudly, not violently, but subtly. A shift in his eyes, a crack in the mask. For the first time, he looked afraid. The truth came out slowly, layer by layer. Years of deception, carefully constructed lies, two marriages, financial fraud, identity manipulation. He had built a life so precise, so controlled, that no one questioned it, until everything fell apart. The two women met, not by choice, but by truth. And in that moment, everything Daniel had built collapsed. There was no explanation, no justification, no version of events that made sense. Just silence. In court, he didn't fight it, didn't deny it, didn't even try to defend himself. Because deep down, he knew, you can live two lives, but you can't escape both. Daniel Brooks, or Mark Evans, was sentenced, years behind bars. But the sentence wasn't the most disturbing part. It was the realization that for years, he lived among people who trusted him, loved him, believed in him, and none of it was real. Because the most dangerous people aren't the loud ones. They're the quiet ones, the careful ones, the ones who blend in, the ones who smile and make you feel safe, until one day, you realize you never knew them at all. If you want more stories like this, stories they tried to bury, make sure you subscribe, because the next story might be even darker.